Let's get started demo first of add and update implementation in .NET MAUI app with Firebase Realtime Database. So here my application is running. So see, this is a window. It is running on desktop application, and this is running on our Android application. And see, there is a functionality for what need to do. So if I click that add, so here I can just add a new hotel, for example, Paradise. So Paradise, I just added a Paradise, and let me add some rating over here. So quick that add some rating, 5 out of 5, and just dummy image. So demo image.png, and then quickly save it. So once you save it, it will prompt actually it is saved successfully and okay. So once you get okay, now see you are getting that data over here. So once you see the data is got up added over here, and same things updated, edit the data in our window application as well. And if I want to update, so there is a functionality actually Android. If you know swipe right, so you will see this is that options, right? And let me zoom in for you. So see, these are two options like edit and delete, but delete I will do in a later, but in this session I will cover this edit one. So once you edit, now see you will get that this edit that component means that page which will load whatever that information. So let me zoom in. So see, there is already whatever information we provide last time, so those information is populated. And now what I need to do, simply I just update it, for example 1, right? And also let me quickly change the rating over here. So let me add like another 4 star, 5 star, and then save it. So once you save it, now see it is saying this hotel got updated successfully and got your update. And now see the updated over here as well, right? Is whatever is updated, that updated. And same thing you can see over here that desktop app also got updated, right? So same thing we can do in desktop app as well. Like if I want to add, so let me quickly add another hotel. So demo hotel, right? And then description over here, for example 3 star, 5 out 5, and that image is demo.png, and then save it. So once you save it, see whatever data actually I save it, this got updated over here. And if you scroll down, so see the desktop app is a new hotel edit over here. And once I just now see, there's a different way actually to edit over here, because see here Android has a swiping feature. This is a native feature, but in desktop app does not have that swiping feature. So in this case what you can do, simply if you right click, so you will see lot of that options over here like edit, delete, view as well. So what I will do, simply edit. So once you edit, now see same component loaded with their data. And let me add update over here one, and let me update for this guy and save it. So once you save it, now see same pop-up message will appearing over here. And once you save, then scroll down, that data got updated. So this full implementation we will do in this session, like add and update. And yeah, so let's get start implementation. So before implementation, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel which is a .NET real world example, and here I'm especially recommend, please watch my this session. So this session actually I covered starting actually .NET MAUI, how we can start and how you can bind and how we can use that community toolkit and all. So further I will continue this for whatever example we have shown in the last time. So same things we will do and continue. So that's why I'm especially recommend, please take it this session. And now start to learn. And now this is my same example, right, which we have done in last time. So I will open this application. So let me open. So now my application got opened over here. Now see, this is that default structure of that application which I already explained. I'm not going to again to explain, but yeah, before now implementation that add and edit, I have to show you like what we have currently. So let me run in this desktop application first. So let me run it. Now application got running, right? And see, we have all that all the data, and which is that binding over here, right? Same thing actually binding for Android as well, so I'm not going to open. So let us start to implement it. So what we need to implement it, once I click on the add, so it will load an add page where we can add that hotel information and we can save it. Same things we have to do, like once I click the edit, so same component will load and we have to bind in the data and we can update it as well. So those things actually, that is a common component, so I will create a one component. So close that and go to the solution, and here first what I need to do, actually first I have to just create one view model for that, right? So let me create one view model. So open a new class, and here I have to just call it to that name, add and edit model. So let me add that, create that file, view model for add and edit, right? So this is my view model, add and edit, and make it to public and also partial, because we have to use as a partial. So let me that, and also see I have already created base model. So let me inherit that base model over here. So base view model need to inherit, right? So once you inherit, now we have to just start our implementation. So first of all, what I need to do, I have to inject it our Firebase client, right? So that's why actually we can save it. So already we have to configure. Simply what I need to do, simply just create a constructor of that and just use that Firebase client, and then Firebase client actually coming from that here, like this Firebase database. And let me create that property, private property, and assign to over here so that I can use it in our method. So once you're done, now we have to good to go to use this Firebase client. So what are property actually we required for here? So we required first actually the hotel property. So let me create an observable property for that hotel, and let me bring back that namespace. So this is the namespace of that hotel. So let me bring back, and also bring back that community toolkit mbbm for that observable property. So once it's done, now further required, other two things actually required. So this is for that add and update, we can use it this model, right? This is the model. And then what I can do, I have to just create one command, right? One save command. So let me save, or we can say it is a save and update both, right? So let me call it to save and update. So async task, and then use save and update, and just simply create that method over here, right? And we have to start to implementation. And here actually we required one more property. So see, we have to, this is a common view model which we have to handle now, add and edit both, right? So that also we have to identify actually which one call is add and which one is edit. So for that we have to create another property so that we can know, okay, which is that command, right? So what performance have to do that based on this command. So using this edit editable property, so if as it is editable, it is a true, that means, so if it is editable true, that means it is a edit operations, or if it is a editable false, that means it is a add operation. So like that actually we have to handle. But yeah, there is a many way other approach you can just use it, but yeah, I am using as a demonstration perspective, it is a simple approach. So now what I can do, simply I have to just try as a condition over here, and then yeah, so see, if it is edit, right? So what I can do, simply I have to call that have to update the data. So I have to use same Firebase client which I have to inject it over here. And in this Firebase client, so we have a child and that collection, and pass it to that whatever actually ID, right? So if it is ID, because if it is edit, so definitely we got that ID. And once you get the ID, so we have to specify over here and pass it to whole that hotel object, right? So this is the way to update. And then else it is, you know is that add operation. So same we have to use for add operation. Call that Firebase client child hotel and post async. See, this is a put and this is a post, because in update we have to use put, and for add we have to use that post method and pass it to that hotel object. That's it, right? And then once you complete, we have to just specify one message like, okay, it is save or it is update, right? So that actually we have to do. So for that actually we can just create one property for that message property. So let me quickly create a one more message property over here, like like we can use as a fail error, or if any error and all, right? So that also, whatever name actually we can use it, but yeah, as of now I will use this guy. And what I can do, simply I have to set if it is update, if it is successful update. So what I will do, I set it as updated. Don't worry, I'll tell you what is that use of that guy. And let me same things for that, save. So this is save. So now see, it is a clear implementation, right? If it is update, so we have to call this guy. It is a add, so we have to call this guy, right? And store that message accordingly. So once it's done, now go to further, and here once it's completed, like suppose saved or update, so we have to show an pop-up message. So alert message, like it is a you successfully save or successfully update. So that message we have to. So there is a many way we have to do that, but I will use over here as a await shell. Use that shell dot current dot display alert. And in this display alert we have to pass actually that first property is a info. So I can add info. And then here now second one is a message, what kind of message you want, right? So I'll show you the message. So this is my message over here. For example, whatever hotel I'm just trying to add, right? So see, this is object, so whatever hotel name actually I'm just trying to add, so I can edit that message over here. This is the hotel name along with whatever message, like it is a save or update. So saved and update, and it is successfully just concatenate that our message. And here finally we can just do okay. So finally once I press okay, so it should close our display alert message. So like that actually we can do that. I'll show you another way also we can do that, but yeah, that will we do later. But yeah, it is pretty much simple. So once it's done, that is good. And now finally once is successfully save alert message appearing, and once you close means okay, so go to that list page. So this is that binding, go to that list page. So use cell current, go to that async and go to that root page, right? Save it. Now we are good to implementation. And finally what I can do, one more thing actually we have to do, that we have to wrap everything over here as a try catch, so that if any exception, so we can handle as well. So let me use a try catch block over here, try, and just use this guy and just wrap it to and the end of that block over here, and just use exception, and later on whatever actually we can do, that we can do. And also just simply I can do as a fail over here. And also we can just use this guy if any exception. So let me save it over here and show it over here. Okay, so this is hotel name, and this is a message, and this is got failed, right? So I think we have to remove this guy, we don't require this guy. Yeah, so like that actually we can do that. And also it is we can say info or some warning or error. I think error is fine, so we can edit on the error. Yeah, so that is how actually we can create our that implementation method. And once you create done, what I need to do, I have to set this is a command. So what is my command? It is a relay command, right? So we have to decorate so that actually that view model I can call in our XAML page, right? So let me create a relay command. So that command got created. It will be created as a save update command. So I can call it over here. So this is actually that clean implementation. There's no nothing over here. And one more command actually we have to just create it. So there is a cancel button, right? So if it is cancel button, so definitely we have to create a one go back function, so that once you click that go back function, so it will go to that our main page, right? So similar, I have to just bind it this guy. So that's it, right? So this is done. And yeah, so one more thing actually we have to do that over here. So see, I just calling this component based on this guy, right? So we have to actually set as a route parameter for that, because we have to navigate this component to two different place, right? One is add and one is update, edit call. So for that actually we have to set it over here as a route parameter. So let me quickly set is a route parameter. So this is a concept actually, that community toolkit. So if you don't know about that, so that's why I'm especially recommend go to my previous session. And also there's a many session actually covered that how we can use that this community toolkit mbbm approach, or toolkit, right? So like this. And also we have to bring back that namespace. Okay, actually by default I place in the wrong place. Yeah, we have to just keep it to before this view model, not inside that. It should be outside. Okay, so the two things. Okay, see, is edit we have to pass as a id, right? These two things we have to pass from that whatever that navigation we have to uh, route that any pages. So that time we have to pass this to query parameter, and based on this actually we have to handle over here. So like that actually we can do that. So save it. Now our view model is got created. So now we are good to go to create our page, that content page, and we can use this guy, right? So now go to over here and let me create a folder that is views, right? So we don't have as a views folder. So let me quickly create a view folders over here. So let me create a view folders over here. Okay, and then what I can do, I have to just create one XAML file over here. So go to that new, and here let me go for that .NET MAUI. And here see there is a many template, but I have to use this guy, the XAML one, and that content page. Okay, so let me create, and also make it that name whatever name you want. So you can just keep it over here. So I'll just keep it that name over here. Add update XAML page, because it is a reusable component for both, right? So let me add that guy. So once you add, now see your XAML has been created over here. So once your XAML created, so what I can do, I have to just design actually that page, and also we have to just bind our view model over here. So so let me first create that design. I have already handy, so I'm not going to writing the code, but yeah, simply what I will do, I have to just copy that design, because this is a design part. So this is a so let me add it over here. And this is pretty much a design. Now I see I using the vertical stack layout. I using that one label, and then using that entry, text box, and then also using that another editor, and then also another editor, right? So one entry, and then editor, and then two button over here, right? So like this way actually I have to design. But yeah, there's another also nice look feel also we can create it. But yeah, for the demonstration for the perspective it is fine. And save it, right? And two things actually to two things actually over here we have to do. So first actually I have to add that namespace of my view model so that I can use that view model, right? So how we can do that? Simply I have to do xmlns, okay, and create a variable, and that variable call it over here, and then uh, look for that view model, right? So view model, so this is my view model, so add that namespace. So this is first. Now second thing also, we have to specify the type, right? So let me add the type. So inside that here x dot data type, and in this data type use that bm, whatever bm you just created, whatever view model you want, right? So this is my view model, so I have to use this view model. So simply you can just add it over here. These two things actually you have to do that, right? So once you done, now see, once your view model you add it, whatever view model is an property, like we have that hotel, right? So just we can just bind it over here directly over here, and that mbbm model can be used. Like suppose if we want to add something or update something, so this hotel or this no this property will be bind actually, right? So like this way we simply just binding. And also this, see, this is that command, but this is actually we have to change that command name, because we have to add, see, this is the my command name, save and update command. And if you little confused, so I'll just little explaining over here. See, this is concept actually that BBM. So I just created this name, right? So let me zoom in. So I just created save and update, but if you using that relay command, right, so it automatically got append that command on that whatever method you just created. So that's why I'm using that save command, right? And same things I have to create a go back, but it is already added the command, so that's why I'm using go back command. So those things actually we have in our view model itself. So see, this is that all that command we have. This is a save command, this is a go back command. Okay, so now go back to here. Now we are good to go to run our application. But before that we have to do one more thing actually. So if you go to that our XAML page, and we have a code behind page, right? So here we have to binding our context over here. So go to that over here. I have to binding our context to over here, that is initializing actually. So how we can do that? So it is already initialized over here, but our view model, whatever view model, right? So this is a view model that actually we have to binding that context. So let me add first that view model over here. So what is my view model? Add it view model, and just create an instance over here, and just assign or just create a private property over here. See, just create a private property, assign over here, and before assigning you can just use that binding context. Binding context, this guy, just assign your view model to never binding context, right? So that whatever actually the data we can just edit over here. So yeah, by default I am using that public, but yeah, we can create as a private property over here, because we don't need to expose somewhere else. So we can use private read only. And let me remove this guy. Yeah, so that's how actually we have to just create that view model instance, and we have to bind it assign to our binding context. So that's complete things is done. Now actually uh, still if you run this application, definitely you will get some error. So what is that error? I'll show you first. First actually let me call it. Okay, so how can call it this add and edit? So for that add and edit, we have to go to that main dot page, because it have that now as I show you, once I swap, so you will get that one button, that is a edit button. So as of now, see, we have as a delete button, right? So in this delete button, what I can do, I can just create another one, that is a edit button. So let me copy this line in this here, and just edit edit below, and just change it to edit. Okay, and just also change it to something uh yellow. And also what I need to do, I have to change that binding, right? So see here that I'm using the main binding, that is also fine, but here that is a delete command, right? So instead of delete command, we have to use over here as a add command. Add yeah, it is a edit command, right? Because it is a edit. So let me as of now we don't have, but yeah, let me just create a edit command also, so that I can call that command and go to that page, right? This page. So first for this actually we have to go to that main dot view model, and here I have to just create as like we have to create a delete command. We have to create that command. So let me minimize that, and we have to just create a relay command. Just create a relay command, right? And in here decorate the relay command. And once you decorate the relay command, we have to create that method. So that method actually send to that edit, because this is a edit, right? So let me create a method that is called look like this. Okay, and this is actually expecting that whatever object over here, and in this object I have to do one thing over here, like I have to just call, I have to call that page, right? So how we can call that page? Simply I can use await shell dot current dot go to async, and here I have to just pass it that that name, right? So for that I can simply binding that, right? So let me quickly bind that. So like that, see, use that name of, and what is that page actually? So this is my page. So just use that namespace, and then comma. Now see, it is a property, like okay, if you want to animation or not. So yeah, I want to animations. And then what other properties? So now we have other properties, attribute or just query parameter, right? So that we have to add, like use the new dictionary object, and just pass it to as a string, and then as an object. Okay, so in this object what I can do, simply I have to pass this two parameter, right? So if you go back to that edit a view model, I just using the two route parameter, right? So these two things actually we have to pass. So first I have to just pass to that total object. So whatever hotel actually coming over here, simply have to just use this as actually we have to use the same name, whatever route actually we have to declare, same name using that hotel object. And then this is another parameter which we have to use. See, I use this guy name, so let me add this name along with that object. So it is editable, right? So that means it should be a true. So once you true, and go back to here and close that, and let me quickly fix that issue. So okay, see, like this way you have to, okay, let me bring back this code so that you can see clearly. Yeah, so see, this is simple calling method, right? So that what I'm doing, simply I'm just calling this page, our that add update hotel page, right? And then we have to pass our query parameter. That's it. Like this way we have to call. And one more thing, actually we have to create a one more method, that is a add method, right? So if you go back to again to main page, there should be one add. Yeah, so over here we have a add button. So on the top, yeah, so this is that add button over here. And in this add button, as of now it's nothing, right? So we have to just create an add button, and this add button will call, this command will call, and again that will call this that method, right? So let me quickly first create that add button completely as a binding. So over here, so like that, for example, from the text, and after the text we have to just create a command, and in this command I can just binding and then our method over here, right? So as of now we don't have that add hotel command, right? So just let me quickly again another command, let me create it over here. For example, like I just copy that same over here, right? But yeah, this time I don't require no this hotel object, and it should be, for example, add hotel, right? And in this add hotel, same component we have to call, right? Same page we have to call, but this time we don't have this guy, right? So in this case what we can do, simply I can just create a new hotel object, pass it to as a new hotel object, and this editable should be as a false, like that, right? So this is simple. And once you're done, go back to here and you can simply bind that add hotel command. See, now add hotel command appearing over here. And one more thing, actually we have to bind, that's in this edit one, right? So in this edit, see, we have to pass this guy, but that command, yeah, this path, and in this path we have to just specify that edit command, or just check it what is that name exactly. Yeah, so see, edit hotel. So similar, you have to just using that edit hotel using, and then prefix is the command, save it, right? So once you're done, now see, for that Android perspective it is fine, but yeah, for desktop perspective it is not fine, right? Because desktop will not support this swap view. So for this actually we have to do something else, so that I will show you. But yeah, let me show you first how actually look like and how is it is actually working, right? And yeah, still some dependency issue, right? So now run it to Android application, right? So go to that Android emulator and choose that whatever Android emulator, so set it over here and run it. Now it's deployed on my Android application in Android emulator, and it's running. Okay, so what I can do, I can simply, if I just swipe out, so now see, is edit over there. Also, if you just click add, so that add should become, but it have an one issue actually, so that's why it is not coming. Okay, so this is an issue if we it is running actually that without debugging, so that's why it's not throwing any error. But yeah, let me show you as a debugging mode so that you can understand, okay, what I am actually explaining. Now see, our application is running in debugging mode as well, and once I click add, I will get that error, right? So see, this is that one error because it is saying URI it's not finding. Okay, so that's because actually I have not actually resolved the dependency, that's why it's a mess up. So what you need to do, simply let me okay, before close, because it's already closed. So what you can do, simply go to that MAUI over here, my program.cs file, and here you have to just first you have to register that view model which we have to edit a new, right? So let me add that view model, that is called is add edit hotel view model. This is one. And second thing, we have to add a new page, right? That also you have to add over here, built-in dot service dot, let me call that page name, it is a add and update, yeah, this add update hotel page, and register this. This is one thing you have to do that. And one more thing actually we have to do that. So once you're done, right, registration for view model and pages, so now one more thing actually we have to do, actually we are using navigation, right? So that navigation also we have to take in care and handle it. So where we can handle, because we are using as a shell, app shell, so go to that, app shell.xaml file .cs file, and here we have to that register as well. So let me register for using routing over here, routing, yeah, so this guy routing and dot registered, And in this registered, how we can register it? Simply just using the type, and like this, see, using the registered method, and just mention is two property over here, two parameter you can say, and this is one is another route, and the another is type. So this is my route, right, which page. So let me quickly add the namespace, and yeah, now like this is a look like, okay. So this is done. So if you trying to navigation any page, so you have to register routing actually over here, register routing over here. So once you're done, now we are good to go to run, and should be expected result. So now let me run in a debug mode, run it. Now our application loaded, and once you click that add, now see our application uh, running perfectly with this that add page, right. And let me try to add a new hotel, for example new hotel, and just add that some name, for example this, and save it. Yeah, see, I'm getting that message, hotel edit successfully, okay. And once you save it, when you scroll down, now see the new hotel is edit, right. And if I want to edit something, now see it swipe out over here, and once you click that, now once you click edit, now see you're getting that same component which that let me zoom in, see the same component along with your data, like whatever the data. So let me quickly add or update something. So over here, why I don't know, it is just appearing over here, but yeah, I can just backspace something, and L, and then space, or just update is with one, right, and just save it. So once you save it, now see this message, it's popping is update successful, because this time is updating, right. And now okay, once you okay, the data got updated with that new data. So go to down, and over here you can see this is got updated. So that Android application is perfectly working fine, but if you just show you, just stop that. If you run, this is for in our window, so it is not working actually, because there are native event and native features over there, that Windows and Android, right. So same command, same things will work, but yeah, differently, slightly different. So if you open over here, see that is done, right. So there is a running, and if you trying to add, so add is fine, there is a no issue, because add is similar for both. For example desktop hotel, right, and hotel, and then star something, this guy, and 5 of 5, and then image something, this guy, and okay, I just 5 out 5, right, and save it. So once you save it, it is saved successfully, that is fine. And also you will get the data over here. If you scroll down, just scroll down, you will get the data, so that is perfectly fine. But see, once you swipe right, it is not appearing anything, because that swipe view, it's working only for Android, not over here, that swipe view, right. So that's why we have to do something over here, their native features. For example, once I click the right click, so it should be show some options, right. So that's we have to implement. So how we can do that? It's very simple, nothing we have to do special. So go to that main page again, and go to that main XML file, and in here we have to do add one more things. Yeah, so this is that swap view. After swap view, just collapse that swap view, and this swap view, after that it is a button, and this is button starting that grid, and this is swap template. So inside this swap view, see this is that collection, and this is the template, and this is a swap view, right. So just expand that swap view, and this swap view has that our swap condition over here, right? So see, this is swap left, so this is a complete swap left, and after that is a stack layout, right? So in this stack layout, and then we have to start over here. See, this is a frame, and in this frame we have to use that one grid, right? So here actually we have to add that feature, like once you click that right click on that, I will get that fly out actually that things, right? So what I can do, simply I have to just use that fly out over here, and we have to just close that fly out first. Okay, and in this fly out context, actually we have to add that context, fly out context. In this flight context we have to use that menu, flight menu. Let me add this guy, and then also just close that guy, menu fly out, right? And this guy, and inside this menu fly out there we have a item. So let me quickly add a one item. For example, this is that one item, right? So in here, so I'm using that, see, I'm just creating a menu file item. We using the edit one, and in this edit we using that command, and in this command, see, we already bind in the swap view this command, right? So see, this is command. If you scroll down, see this guy. So we have to bind that command in view model, but in this, that fly out context actually work is differently, slightly different actually. So see, for example, we using binding source is fine, but see here we using x reference for that main page content. But in swap view, uh scroll down and show you on the side by side. Just scroll down and see, here we using something else, right? Relative source and then view model. But here we have to not use directly like that, because that is not working. Actually I struggle many things, then after that I found this solution. Okay, so what you need to do, you have to just create this name, the main page content. So where you can just get that main page content. So on the top here you have to just actually using that main page content, actually create that content name, right? So like that. Okay, x dot name, and then use that, oh sorry. So just revert back and go down and copy this main, whatever name you want you can just use it. But yeah, as of now I will use, because it is a main page, so I will use that main page. So this like that. So once you set this main page as a content name as a main page, then you can just refer over here, right? So this is, I just reference as a main page content, and then I can use as a path. And then path we have to use that binding context, and in this binding context whatever your command, like for example in our, see, this page actually itself we have to bind, right? So this is this binding context, and in this binding context we have to binding that view model. So in this view model we have that command, right? So this command, which is that command, edit and update command, right? For example, save and update command, right? So let me copy this guy and go back to that page over here. See, here we have to use same command, whatever we command use over here we can use that same command. So let me copy this guy, edit. Okay, yeah, so see, this is that main view command, right? So which we can redirect to that page. So we have to call this command over here, right? So go back here and go to here, and simply you can just binding your edit command, right? So once you're done, and also you can just bind that data, complete data, or you can, if you want, you can just specify a single data as well, whatever data, like see, name, description, or id, whatever actually. So I'll just use that complete, because we required that complete one, right? So complete model. So that's why I'm just referring over here. So once you save it, now our desktop application also should working expected. So let me run it. So now application got running. Now see, add also we check, add is working. So now scroll down, and once you right click, see, Once you right click, you will get that edit options. Whatever actually fly out, you will get it. So edit over here, you will get it. And once you click that edit, you will see that message that now rest of things actually working same, right? The binding data and all. And if I want to edit something, for example, one, right? And one is save it. So go back, it's see save successfully. Okay. And once you go back over here, now see our data is got updated by a desktop as well. So both actually working fine. There's a desktop as well as mobile application. So like this way actually we can implement add and edit functionality. But yeah, in upcoming session we'll cover that delete as well as view functionality. So keep tuning, and thank you. Have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.